Traditionally, the law in most American jurisdictions required the prosecution to prove that a victim physically resisted for a defendant to be convicted of rape. But in the last decades of the 20th century, the law began to change. The Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court addressed this issue and a related issue concerning a defendant's mens rea in Commonwealth v. Sherry. Eugene Sherry, a Boston doctor, hosted a party for hospital staff at an apartment. Eventually, Sherry and two other doctors, Arif Hussain and Lefkowitz, grabbed the victim, a nurse, by the arm and removed her from the apartment. Hussain carried her over his shoulder to Sherry's car. They told the victim that they were going to Rockport, a beach town. The victim verbally protested but didn't physically resist. The four drove to Lefkowitz's home in Rockport. When they arrived, the victim asked to be taken home. The men ignored her and took her to a bedroom. The men removed their clothes and then started to remove the victim's clothes. She protested, but they disrobed her and placed her on the bed. Together, the men attempted both oral sex and intercourse, but the victim told them to stop. The three men decided to individually engage in sex with her outside of the presence of the other two. Each man proceeded to have intercourse with her. The four then drove back to Boston, where the men dropped off the victim at her car. The three men were charged with aggravated rape and kidnapping in state court. At their jury trial, they admitted taking the victim to Rockport and each having sex with her, but claimed that she had consented to all of the acts. At the close of the evidence, the defendants requested a jury instruction that told jurors to acquit the defendants of rape unless they found beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendants had actual knowledge of the victim's lack of consent. Doing so required the prosecution to prove that the defendants subjectively believed that the victim hadn't consented. The court refused to give that instruction. The jury acquitted the three defendants of kidnapping but convicted them of the lesser offense of non-aggravated rape. The defendants appealed to the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court.